Hi, today I'm going to be hopefully pulling together this primary case here on my Triton. Just take the cover off so you can see it. It's all come on quite nicely, but for any of you who happen to have looked at some of the older videos, this is one of the areas that A, I don't know anything about, and B, is an area which needed a lot of work. Now, what I've done so far, which I'm not going to show you on the video, is obviously I fitted this case on, which is fastened with these 3 bolts here. But then this oil seal here, and I'm spending a bit of time on this because I spent ages trying to find some videos or some images about how this all goes together, and they're just not really available. So this timing chain case here, as I mentioned before, has had some welding carried out here. Not really sure exactly why, but it's a very nice job, so I'm going to leave that as it is. But the other thing that I noticed is that the hole that was behind this plate here was really big. Almost as though these bolts had come loose and the thing had been rattling around, which isn't great. I mean, just to give you an idea, the primary drive gear is just there. So somehow, I don't know, maybe the chain came off or something, I don't know, but either way it wasn't good. And of course, this oil seal here, which stops all this oil from leaking, needs to be retained, and I had to make a piece of aluminium. So I got a piece of 1.5mm thick aluminium and machined it to suit, and you can see that's what we've got here. The red is the gasket material I put on behind just to make it really clear, but the idea is it will float a little bit. So that's all I've done so far. I'm going to probably do a little bit of time lapse as I work out how to do this, but the first bit I'm going to work on is building up the clutch, and I have a number of clutch components here which as I go about working it all out, I've been collecting bits, cleaning bits, and we can work out how it all goes together. But so that is the first bit, and I will be back later. So the first thing I've realised is actually to get the clutch basket and the centre sort of key drive piece in line. You need to assemble it on the bench first, and then you need to fit in all these individual little rollers. I use some grease to so that they stuck where they're supposed to do. Assemble this in situ on the bench, and then the clutch centre then goes on. That's the bit I found is the best way of doing this, because otherwise the little bleeders go all over the place. So I'm going to put this together and then I'm going to put it on the bike. So see you in a minute. So the clutch is now on. There was supposed to be a lock washer, tab washer, that fits to stop this nut from coming undone, but it didn't make much sense to me, so I didn't fit it. Instead I Loctited it, as you can see. Now tightening this centre nut is a bit of a nuisance when I haven't got a wheel on, trying to get the thing to stop spinning, but it's tight now. I put it to around about 40 pounds-feet of torque, which is pretty good, and it's all, you know, it's all turning nicely, nice and free. But a tip is make sure you remember to fit these studs, because I fitted it all once, realise I've forgotten those studs, had to take it to pieces again, bit of a nuisance. So now clutch plates are going to go in. So as you can see, I have now done quite a lot of the assembly of the clutch. As I said, I now fitted the plates. They alternate between steel plate and cork plate, and then fitted the main basket on. I haven't I've got a feeling I'm going to need to adjust it because I've just tried the casing on and it seems to be catching. But anyway, we can fiddle around with that later. I've also fitted the primary sprocket on, which is here. And then I've just fitted the primary drivetrain as well, here, which is about 1/2 inch of movement on it. So now, for the first time in a long time, the gearbox and clutch and engine are all connected, which is really exciting. I'm now messing about with the spacing of the alternator. I've checked the alternator windings, they all look in to be good shape. This, although it's been damaged at some point, it's obviously got loose, moved around. I think it's going to be fine, but we'll see. We'll give it a go. But these studs are not right, and I'm missing a nut for the centre. Usual frustrations. In fact, actually, it's probably the most frustrating bit about this whole bike build is all the different nuts and bolts and threads and everything. It's just a pain. Anyway, we are getting there. We are definitely getting there. And I think probably the next job after this is going to be to get that cylinder head on. So that's it for now.